Dear friends and colleagues, it is my honor and my joy to participate in the International Conference on Education for Social Cohesion and share my thoughts and feelings about this noble endeavor we are taking part at, promoting education for social cohesion. I would like to greet the organizers, national and international partners, and participants of this conference. I am talking from Kazan, the capital of the Republic of Tatarstan, one of the provinces in the Russian Federation. Tatarstan is well known in Russia thanks to its unique history. For almost 500 years, two ethnic groups, Russians and Tatars, with different languages, cultures, and religions, lived here in peace and harmony. We can call Tatarstan a land of social cohesion. It was not easy to achieve. There were certain obstacles to overcome, and each stone on the way was turned into a step for reaching unity, understanding, and friendship. Still, there is a lot to do, but the experience we have gained and feelings we have accumulated are worth of sharing, I am confident. Organization I work for is called ACME, Association for Creative Moral Education, a non-profit organization which fosters community transformation through creating interactive drama. ACME was founded in 1998 and is based in Russia. It produces materials on creative approaches to ethically based decisions and searches for constructive positive solutions to difficult life situations for educational and social organizations promoting global peace and prosperity. ACME programs were presented in 66 countries on 5 continents. Over 3,000 facilitators were trained, over 500,000 audience reached in the shows and sessions. Interesting that the Happy Hippo program, or the Zippopo, one of our main products, was originally developed as a television talk show aimed at reaching social cohesion as a response to the serious challenge the Tatarstan community faced in late 1980s, early 1990s, when there was up to 88 youth gangs in Kazan. Then its focus widened significantly, aiming at the problems of the Russian society and then later at the problems of the world. The goal of the newly launched program was then the healing and education of society through regular collective deepening in moral aspects based on the highest moral principles proclaimed by prophets of all world religions, by outstanding philosophers and prominent people, accumulated by the wisdom of the whole of humankind. There needs to be a civilized way to touch on sensitive social issues through effective consultation. When strong opinions clash, this very often brings out a spark of truth, which is much better than having people clash, we thought. Happy Hippo touches on many issues, from the role of the family to the gender issues, from personal behavior issues to global environmental problems, and is always directed at solving the problem in a constructive and positive way. If we regard the characteristics of contemporary prevailing public discourses on Internet, we can make a conclusion that today, unfortunately, is a time of quick accusations, quarrelsome and unfriendly disputes, suspicions, and even open hatred. This together has a very negative influence on young minds who, due to their natural curiosity, desire to make their own input to the discussion and sincere sense of justice, can easily acquire these negative attitudes and methods. Zippopo was designed as a program to build bridges and unite people. We can call it a methodology promoting facilitated discussions about constructive problem-solving strategies that can be owned and applied by the participants on their day-to-day lives. Our goal is to help young people to gain an experience of thoughtful, non-biased, well-weighted consultation, which leads to making positive, constructive solutions of difficult life situations. And we know well that for a young person, there are too many difficult life situations in every aspect of life, as there is a lack of experience and lack of self-confidence and lots of doubts, insecurity and uncertainty of their actions. Enriched with the elements of a talk show and drama, The Zippopo method helps to investigate conflicts as well as ethical moral issues in a captivating and entertaining way, in order to then compile ethically based approaches of conflict resolution together with the audience. Zippopo aims to develop consultation in the search for positive solutions, while encouraging dialogue, positive behavior, and moral responsibility in every individual. A driving objective is to create a safe environment that encourages participants to analyze assumptions about right and wrong and develop the courage to think independently. Some of the factors that make the show effective are the use of drama to make the problem more emotionally immediate, the opportunity for different social and age groups to share a common experience, the broadening of youth knowledge of life, exposure to the experience of consultation as both a spiritual and intellectual exchange in a supportive atmosphere, the legitimatization of positive actions and behavior in the minds of young viewers, the development of collective thinking to search for positive solutions to life's problems, and the power of the group's perception of positive examples. Benefits to viewers include preparation for unexpected or unfamiliar situations, encouragement to talk publicly about matters of moral import, the strengthening of family unity through the promotion of family consultation on topics introduced in the shows, and encouragement for individuals to become responsible for their own moral choices, to make positive moral decisions, and to take positive action. For over 20 years, we have practiced the Zippopo program in the educational system of the Republic of Tatarstan, and one of the main goals of the program was to help the students to understand the importance of making an input in the transformation of the society and of service to humanity through analysis and discussions on the ways and methods of how it can be achieved. Just to give you an example of the scope of issues we have discussed together with the students, here is the list of topics. Respect to another human being, understanding the value of another personality, control of one's own emotions and feelings, art of consultation as an intellectual and spiritual exchange, development of trust and trustworthiness, importance of understanding of one's place in his or her life and active life position, respect to the parents and love to family, importance of family values, importance of unity and mutual understanding in the family, preparation to family life, efforts to become a good future husband or wife, respectful attitude of students to their teachers, respect to opposite gender, harmony of genders, importance of honesty and justice in all actions, personal responsibility for one's deeds and actions, importance of being disciplined and organized, adequate evaluation of events, importance of clear mind, importance of respectful attitude towards each human being, irrelevant of his or her social status, race, gender, or culture, importance of being involved in activities promoting the progress and prosperity of humankind, understanding the importance of service to humanity, sense of belonging to a global family of humanity. Now a little bit about the history of the interactive art method. Commedia dell'arte in medieval Italy was probably one of the first attempts to use theatrical art for interaction with the audience, to involve the spectators into the talks about anything from the family conflicts to the greed and cruelty of the landlords. But the aim was mostly to entertain the audience, and there was no vision of using this very promising method for social change. At the beginning of the 20th century, talented figures of rapidly developing sciences of psychology and psychotherapy, Carl Jung, Jacob Moreno, and others, created a whole scope of amazing techniques and approaches to research and improve human behavior, one of them the so-called role games. Thanks to this, interactive theater reached the level of personal growth and interpersonal relationship. In the 1960s, the theater of oppressed, by a talented Brazilian theater producer Augusto Boal, became a powerful instrument for making social change, as after the show the actors and the director would involve the audience into heated disputes about social injustice and crucial problems of the society. As a result, many changes were made in the federal laws of Brazil. ACME has made its input in the development of the forum theater method. One of the significant projects we have participated in was promoting positive messages through the media in the countries of Southern Eastern Europe, including Albania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia, Hungary, Macedonia, Romania, and Slovenia, most of their population suffering a severe post-war syndrome as a result of falling apart a country of Yugoslavia. Then, under the auspices of the UNICEF, we were invited to work in Kosovo with a project on promoting inter-ethnic and intercultural peace and unity. Just to give you a sense of the atmosphere we had there at the beginning of the training seminar, when we met the participants, mostly Albanians from all over Kosovo and Serbians from the enclaves, territories surrounded with barbed wire, one of the young participants approached me and said, "I shouldn't worry as he has a knife and will protect me from those dangerous Serbians." I thanked him and said he shouldn't worry as we were protected by the Kosovo police, K4, Kosovo forces, and a squad of US Marines. And imagine what has happened after a week and a half of the seminar, as we focused on developing true human attitudes, spoke about common values, and played out short dramatic skits that would show them they all belong to one human family. At the last day, when it was a time to say goodbye, all of a sudden all participants started kissing and hugging. And I remember one of the UN representatives approached us and asked, "How did you do that? We are spending millions of dollars for years on bringing peace to this land, and you have made it in a week and a half for almost nothing." That's the miracle of the interactive arts and awakening the real human nature, which is based on love to another human being. In 2012, UNICEF has decided to introduce a Happy Hippo methodology to theater groups and Ministry of Education of Sudan, Africa, in provinces South Darfur, West Darfur, and Kassala. The objective of this project was to create platforms or social spaces where young people examine real-life issues by dramatizing ethical and moral dilemmas as well as conflicts experienced by young people. The methodology should facilitate discussions about constructive problem-solving strategies that can be owned and applied by young people in their day-to-day lives. The advantage of the use of theater talk show elements is that they help to air or acknowledge conflicts as well as ethical moral issues in a captivating and entertaining way, in order to then compile ethically based approaches of conflict resolution together with the audience. Over 500 performances were attended by almost 33,000 adolescents and youth, both male and female, in urban neighborhoods of South Darfur, West Darfur, and Kassala, and were involved in discussions of some real-life issues of early marriage, school health, female genital mutilation, tribal conflicts, drug addiction, HIV/AIDS, and education of girls. At each stage, the dramatic presentation as well as the discussions followed were adjusted to fit the local cultural traditions. Approximately 37% of the audiences were young women and girls, which is extremely important for this area. Neurologists say that our brains are programmed much more for stories than for abstract ideas. Tales with a little drama are remembered far longer than any slide crammed with analytics, says John P. Cotta. Maya Angelou said that there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. The concept underlying Zippopo is to present viewers with an opportunity to look at moral or ethical issues and to provide them with the means to approach life problems and find positive solutions through specific dramatic examples. The power of positive example has a long and distinguished history in Russia. It is a known fact that following the publication in the late 19th century of Leo Tolstoy's novel The Resurrection, about a man who forfeits his wealth and prominent position in society to repent for an evil deed he committed in his youth, many readers of this popular book radically changed their lives, confessing to crimes they had committed, donating their possessions to charity, and performing good works. It is extremely important for a young person to learn to be aware of the consequences of his or her behavior. In Kazan, Russian Federation, Zippopo was performed many times in the youth penitentiary for a group of 100 young men. Many of the dramas showed young people who commit deeds that are close to breaking the law. In the following discussion, many young inmates of the prison said that never in their lives they had a chance to think about the consequences of their deeds and weigh the results of their behavior. Young people must be taught in schools, even in the kindergarten, that before doing something you have to think thoroughly what will happen then, many of them said. Thanks to Zippopo, I acquired a habit to analyze before acting, said one of them. This is something I will never forget in my life, said another one. We are looking forward to continue collaboration with our colleagues in India and worldwide to help young generations to gain experience in practical peacemaking and get inspiration for this noble work. Before I close up, I would like to add that I am very thankful to the director of the Baha'i Academy, Mr. Lisan Azadi, who made a great effort to support our work in developing the Zippopo, the Happy Hippo Show program, as a practical tool that helps young people to apply the highest ethical principles in their lives and become champions of peacemaking and building unity all over the world. Thank you, and I wish you a great conference.